What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Average Box, and today we have a little bit something different. But before I get into that, giveaway winners for the two blaster boxes, hanger boxes, is gonna be at the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. And then future, I have this blaster box, Contenders blaster box, that has one autograph or rookie ticket, so might have something good in there. And we're gonna be giving away NBA Hoops blaster box. So make sure y'all keep liking and subbing. It really helps me out. I really appreciate it. Thank you for all the support. And with that being said, I'm gonna start with the video. The video is a little bit different. We're gonna be talking about graded cards, and for me, I collect graded basketball, and just kind of talk about it, where it's going. Is it gonna go up? Is it gonna go down? What do you guys think about it? Please let me know in the comment section below. Where do you guys think this is headed? Is it a good time to buy, good time to sell, good time to hold? You know, is this gonna keep going up? But what are you guys holding? What do you guys have? I'm pretty interested. We're all learning together, and I want to learn from you guys as well. So let me know in the comment section below. That being said, go on to the video. Thank you so much. Putting some of these boxes and nothing at all. Alright, everyone, so we're just going to be talking about sports cards in general, where they have headed and where they might go. And this is my personal opinion, so don't listen to what I say, but I really want to hear your guys' opinion at the end of the video. If you guys could go down to the comment section and just let me know. So, I think I have a few little points. Number one, I would say it's nostalgia. A lot of us growing up, we did not have the means to be collecting in these kind of numbers, and basically it's turned into a market where now there's money being pumped into the market. But the funny thing is that nostalgia's been there, for quite some time, but why now? Why is it now more than ever? And it's created something bigger. And I think part of that has to do with what we've given the value to. And so nostalgia is one thing that makes us purchase something, because, for instance, for me, you see sneakers behind me here. When I was a kid, I know the story for many of you is, you couldn't get those pair of Jordans you wanted. Was it because financially, you couldn't? That was probably the main one, because that was that was mine. Secondly was, supply and demand, but not too much, honestly. It was still on shelves. It was relatively available, not like today. But I'd say the number one reason would be financially. And that was the reason we couldn't obtain these things. And we were happy. Well, I was happy with what I had, but obviously I wanted the new pair of Jordans coming out. And I was stuck with the Payless. So, who remembers Payless, by the way? Yeah, so that's kind of what's happened there, and I think that transfers over now with cards, and it's starting to grow. The way I see it is the same way as sneakers. The nostalgia in sneakers is now going into the sports card market, but the sports card market is just taking off like never before, because the amount of investors actually are, you have a lot of new investors, and you have investors that are coming from the shoe industry, and the shoe industry in itself is $1 billion market for all the aftermarket, all the money that's to be made. And transferring over is pretty easy, because a lot of us, like for me, the sneakers in the basketball perspective, transferring to basketball cards is not very hard. It's still within that same realm of we're talking about basketball in general. And that has boosted a lot of people into the market. But I want to get to my second point, which is, I kind of touched on it, value. And the value that is giving to these. These are now becoming assets and a store of value, which is crazy. Like, to think that you would have something slabbed and is now an asset. And it's very interesting now because it's turned into a basically a stock market for cards. And do I think it's gonna go up or down? It's a good question. It's a very good question, but I think this is kind of the beginning. If you go back a few months, you were able to purchase cards like Shaq. This is a PSA 9 Shaq, and you were able to purchase it for around, for sure, under 80 bucks. Under 80 bucks. And now PSA 9 Shaq is going for $200. Do I think that's the end? No, because of supply and demand. And supply and demand is what's going to drive this higher, in my opinion. Because this is a 1992, right? I can't just go out and look for a graded 1992 if there is none. And if I really, really want it, I have to pay the markup. And that will be the only way for me to obtain it. So, with that being said, a lot of these older cards are now being valued more than the newer ones. And these are things you have to watch out for, because for me, I purchased some newer cards, let's say a Zion, PSA 10, right? Value went down, because how is Zion going to be worth more than Shaq, right? Shaq is a proven player, right? An all-star, won many championships, right? So I'm betting, this is more of a bet of where Zion could go instead of a proven player. So I think there's a lot of readjustment that is going to happen within sports cards. There's still a lot to be, the value that's given. I think there's still a lot to get readjusted, because a lot of the older players need to get some of that love that the newer players have gotten, like Luka and Trae Young. So I still think there's more room to profit, and with bigger guys and bigger investors coming into the market, I still think there's room for these cards to even go higher. Now, how high? We don't know. As long as supply and demand stays there, just like in the sneaker market, then it would keep going higher. Whoever thought that we'd be paying hundreds of dollars for a resale on sneakers? It was already pretty high, but to take that next level is insane. I think I think in my opinion, if you look at Travis Scott 1s, I think that was like the first sneaker that really took off, and the resale was so high. And it still is. It still is to this day, because there's still supply and demand, and for a dead stock pair, you can't really find it. So it just makes it more valuable. And that's what's happening with the cards. That's the way I compare it to it. I look at sneakers and then I look at the cards, and I'm like, it's the same way. A PSA 10 would be a dead stock sneaker, basically. And then a 9, maybe a VNDS, worn once or twice, right? Anything lower than that, you start getting a used card. So that's kind of the way I see it. And I still think there is value in this. The craziness is just how fast it's moving. Is it sustainable to just skyrocket? And if we look at other things like the stock market, if we look at other things real estate. It's insane. Like the prices are insane. A couple months, you're talking between a couple months, and now you're seeing a higher market. You're seeing higher prices on homes. Um, what is this caused by? That's to everyone's opinion, right? We can say, maybe inflation, right? We can say because supply and demand is so high, and there's a lot of things that can be said, a lot of opinions that can be said. But overall, I believe it is because of money transfer. And what I mean for that is that money has been moving from one place to the other. So let's say a lot of people were invested in the stock market. It was very easy to. You've seen what's happened in the last couple of months. We all have access now. We all started working, like a lot of us, and I'm talking about a group age of maybe 20, between the age of 20 and 40, over the past couple of years, it's where you've blossomed. And maybe in stocks, you've blossomed. You've made some money, and you're looking for other investments and expanding portfolios. And these are things that were not taught before. When I graduated high school, this was something that was unheard of. I had no idea about a stock market. I had no idea of how things worked, supply and demand. And now we're starting to see that more. And everyone has access through their phone. You can trade through your phone. And that has expanded to other assets such as sneakers. And I think that there is still room for these guys, that we're gonna see a main a main source. A main source, which I mean by some sort of institution or website where this can be traded at and be kind of like sneakers, like StockX maybe, like Go. I know there are websites where you can check the value of the card to see how high it goes. You have Card Ladder. I'll actually post them right here. Just a couple on the screen where you can go and check values on cards and stuff like that. But I still think that there is going to be that number one. That there's going to be a company that's going to come out that they're just going to take over basically cards in general. We know grading. I'll show you some cards where I've made maybe mistakes, amateur mistakes, because I didn't know enough of it. Different grading companies that there is, and what you get from them. And that's something I'll show you right now. But for the overall view of this, I still think that it's gonna go up. And as long as that supply and demand is there, it's still gonna go up. So with that being said, let me show you some of the cards. And if you're looking to getting into it, I would say if you see good value in a card, and the thing is, it's not much about investing wise. You want to start off as like, if this card goes down to 0, I'm okay with it because it is a player I like. It is a player that I believe in. It is a player that you don't mind holding. And that's the way you should think about it. Because you don't want to hold a player you don't like, but you did it for an investment reason. And an investment is not always going to give you a return, right? So investment is just, you're putting your money there and hopefully, you're going to make a return on it. But if you're not as knowledgeable in that field, then it might not be a smart investment. But on the other hand, if you're just spending for a player because you like that player, you believe in that player, right? Now you have it for that. And if it were to go up, you'd be happy. If it's down, you're still happy. Because at the end of the day, you are holding what you like. And that goes with everything else. Sneakers as well. You're not going to have an ugly pair of sneakers and invest in it if you don't know what's going to happen to it, if it's going to go up or down, right? So that's just something to think of. I'm going to show you some different slabs from different companies, and yeah, go from there. So I mean, let me know in the comment section below. You know, I always like learning. That's what we're here for, right? We're all learning. And if you think this is gonna keep going up or down, um, and then maybe what you have. If you have graded cards, what are you holding and what are you invested in? What do you like? I know this is the average box, so I'm not a guy that has so much money to go around. No, this is literally, you know, for me getting something that I can afford because I like it. When I bought Shaq, it was around $80. Now it's 200. Is that still cheap? I don't know. I would say personally, yeah, maybe, yeah. But how high can it go? We don't know. But if you really believe in Shaq, then you know, or if you want it for your personal collection, that's another thing. So there's two ways to go at it. So let's go back to the table. All right, guys. So we're at the table right now, and I'm just gonna show you different grading companies that I have. So number one right here we have a Beckett. Beckett, they grade by, let me see if it focuses real quick. Centering, edges, corners, and surface. And they give you a grade based upon that. I think they do a pretty good job in grading. And sometimes what people have done is you grab a lower grade, and if you think it's very good, then you submit it to, let's say, PSA. And in PSA, this is turned into basically the standard. And a lot of people believe in PSA. Recently, they've been grading harder, so it's harder to get 10s, because 10s, for instance, if this was a 10, it's over $1,000 card right now, so that's pretty insane. So that's PSA. And then when I started, I was getting these guys, the GMAs. Now GMA, they don't grade as harshly as, let's say, a PSA or a Beckett, but these, I would honestly say, if you can get these and take a look at them in person instead of eBay, I would definitely do that, because some maybe of these you can take out and regrade with PSA and possibly profit from that. So I just bought these because at the time, I believe this was like 60, while his PSA 9 was going for, I'm gonna say, it was like 250 or something. I know a 10 base of Tim Duncan is over 1,000, and a 9 is in the, I think it's like 5 or 6. It probably went up actually after, you know, if you're watching this, it's already gone up. Every day it goes up. It's insane. Now, is there value still? Well, it is Tim Duncan, you know, 5-time champ. So there's a lot of things to consider. But at the same time, I would be getting cards that you believe in. So here's Kobe on a PSA 9 and then the GMA 10. You won't be able to tell by the camera, but this one is in better condition than this guy. And that's just from the different grading companies. And it seems like PSA is just always on top with it. So with that being said, guys, I really think that you guys should get in if you have a little bit extra cash laying around, and get a player that you believe in. With card markets going the way they are, I still think that there's a lot of room for growth in a lot of these cards. And with a lot of people invested, and the thing is, we're here at home, you know, a lot, and people are looking ways to how can you grow the money you have. We've become more financially aware in these times, and that's one main thing that I think has driven a lot of things like this. Whoever thought sneakers would be the prices they are now? You know, whoever thought cards like this would be the prices that they are now, right? So that's just something to think about. Do you want to expand kind of what you have? You could think of it as an investment. You could think about it as you know, transferring what you have, giving yourself an opportunity to maybe invest in something like this that can give you a return, or that keeps your money, right? It keeps your money here in the bank nowadays. See, the thing is, in the bank, if you keep your money, the interest rate is not that not that much. You're not gonna make a lot off of the interest rate. But in cards like these, maybe you get a bigger return, right? So that's what I think is happening right now. A lot of people are looking for store of value, and this has become it. So it's pretty interesting. Like I said, it's the average box. I get my hands on what I can financially. So never go over your means. And there is still good value out there, guys. There's still some good cards. Alright guys, so the video cut off because my camera died. So that was just a whole mess up. But anyways, I was coming to the end of the video. I was just basically explaining the cards and card values and stuff. And so basically from that, we're all learning together. So I kind of want you guys just to go down in the comment section. Do you guys think that cards are going to go up in value, or they're going to come down in value? Do you think this is going to grow? Do you think this is going to flop? Do you think it's a good idea to invest in them, to hold? What are you holding? What do you think about the market in general? Just, you know, things that we could just kind of talk about in the comment section below, learn from each other. What you guys think are good investments? What do you guys think that are good holds? And just in general, because, you know, it's a learning curve, really. And it's just interesting to see what you guys are doing and what you guys are thinking, what you guys are holding. You guys probably have more valuable cards than me, but you know, it's at the end of the day, it is a hobby, and that's the way you should look at it. It's basically for fun, you know, and aside from that, you know, there's still money in there, so it's interesting. It's definitely interesting. I'm still learning, and it's interested where it's going, and so far, you know, it's been kind of crazy with the prices. Just every single day, it just seems to go higher and higher. Almost seems like if you just buy something, you're still good, you know. It's crazy. But yeah, make sure you guys like and subscribe. I am going to do the giveaway now, so if you guys are entered the last one, make sure to stick by. For everyone else, make sure you like and just punch that subscribe button. I'm still doing a lot of giveaways. Thank you so much for everyone's support. I really appreciate it. And on to the giveaway. Alright, so it's giveaway time. So we're going to do the giveaway first for the Topps 2020 baseball. I had 4 entries right here. I wrote your guys' names down. I'm going to be doing it old school for these because it's only 4. And then for the contenders, I'm going to use the randomizer thingy, or YouTube comment thingy randomizer for the contenders football. So I have all 4 right here. I want to say thank you guys for subbing and liking the video. It really helps me out, and I really appreciate it. It really goes a far way. So I put it into my mystery box right here. We got all 4 in there. Good luck, guys. gonna close it up here and just shake it. I think that should be good enough. And let's pull out the winner. And for our winner here, my girlfriend's gonna pick out one of them. Who did you get?
King AMR.
All right, so King AMR, thank you so much for supporting. Please go to the Average Box on Instagram and send me a DM, and we'll get this out to you. Now, for everyone else that is here for the football, I'm gonna be using the YouTube random comment picker, and then we'll see who wins. All right, so we have the giveaway here. Entered the YouTube link, no duplicates, and let's start it. The winner is Shanner 26580. Congratulations. Let me know on Instagram at The Average Box. Send me a DM. And thank you everyone else for entering.